Go back. I'm going to go back to the drawing back. So,
can you lie to your wife? Can you lie to your wife? In Christianity, we can't. Can you lie to your wife?
Islamically, if you wanted
can you lie to your wife?
A third wife, but your first wife refused, and you lied to her and married them anyway, would there be any repercussions in this dunya or in the
Don't use him to run. Don't let him. He's using you to run away, bro.
It's narrated by
Listen to David's question. David, ask again.
Can you lie to your Muslim wife? That's the question. Can you lie to her? We can't. I've given you the answers. But we can use different words which wouldn't affect us. I wouldn't use the word ugly, but I would use different words.
What alternative words would you use?
So I would say things like, hey, say to my wife, like, you know, if for example makeup was looking ugly, like as ugly, I'll say like your makeup's not on point and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as a Muslim man, like, this is the question.
Wait.
Can you lie no matter what to your wife?
Hold on 1 second. You can use alternative wording, right?
But in Islam, you're literally have to lie. That's the thing.
You quoted the hadith. You quoted the hadith, and I'm trying to discuss that.
All right.
But for some reason, you're trying your best to avoid what I'm saying to you.
But you're asking me questions.
Please answer the following. Islamically, if you wanted a second and a third wife, but your first wife refused, and you lied to her and married them anyway, would there be any repercussions in this dunya or in the akhirah? Narrated by Ibn Dawood, 1398 AH.
You can't lie to your wife. That's the subject. That's the question. That was the question. Lying to your wife.
You mentioned a hadith. He mentioned a hadith.
About lying to your
And I
wife.
will go to that. But I would want to finish what I was discussing earlier.
We're talking about lying to your wife. That's the first we talked about.
I think I'm being more consistent than all of you.
No,
Do you know why? Because
The subject was in lying to your wife.
Hold on. Do you see the problem here? You raised the hadith.
But lying to your wife. That was the subject. Lying to your wife.
Absolutely.
Lying to your wife. That's the
Absolutely.
subject.
I agree.
And I wouldn't lie to my wife. I wouldn't lie to my
The
wife.
question was understood. I understood the question.
Really? So why didn't you
So now I need to respond.
So can you lie to your wife? Can you lie to your wife? That's the question.
and married two other wives.
Hold on.
Let's
hear what he says.
And do you condemn Mohammed Hijab?
Hold on.
And Muhammad.
Hold on. Let me finish what I am saying. Well, let me finish what I'm saying to you. Now, I'm going to go back to the example of the war situation because
Hamza,
the wife.
If you want to marry a second and a third wife, but your first wife refuses, and you lie to her and marry them anyway, would there be any repercussions for you in this dunya or in the akhirah?
This is the topic. They don't want to know.
This is what we're going with. As Christians, we are not allowed to lie. You're rather some God than man, but you're allowed to lie. That's what Islam teaches, lying.
Because they serve Muhammad,
Taqiyya.
not God.
Taqiyya.
Exactly.
This is the thing. Lying is a sin. Lying, the morality, the consciousness comes from God. We'll rather obey God than man. You follow man, you follow Muhammad, which Muhammad prohibits lying. So now the question is, would you rather lie to your wife or not? If you say no, then you're going against Muhammad.
Okay, so let me go back to the
war
hadith.
situation.
Let's go back to the hadith.
No, the wife.
So everyone in war, right?
Yes, but in the hadith was the
I
question
don't
of
care
the wife.
about the
No, hold
war, I'm
on.
talking about the wife.
In the hadith, it speaks about the wife, does it not?
Yeah,
and
that's what we're talking about.
it also says about sowing friendship between two people who have a dispute. Does it not say this?
Yeah.
Right. Does it not also say?
But the subject was about the wife,
hold on,
though.
Ish. No,
Go on.
No, let me
The subject
finish.
was about the wife. Come on.
Let me finish.
It's been going for a long time. Long time it's been going on.
Let me finish. Right. And it also talks about a war situation, which my dear friend over here used the word comrade, which I'm very grateful for. Now, let's go back to
The war.
three parts of the hadith.
You just said them, and now
We've done the war part. We've talked about the war
Wait, hold on
part.
one second.
And I said I wouldn't lie.
Hold on.
I said I wouldn't lie.
If it wasn't a
Even
war,
I wouldn't lie. Even if I stand for myself, I wouldn't lie.
If you wanted to marry a second and a third wife, but your
If
first wife
your mum
refused,
and dad
and you lied
and
to
your
her
wife, your
and
whole
married them
family
anyway,
was situated
there
in a
be any
specific
repercussions
location,
in this
right?
dunya
And
or in the
you,
akhirah?
as a son, was captured in that situation. Would you give up the location of your mum and dad,
about
knowing
marriage.
full well that they could be?
We're asking about marriage.
Good question. Again, that argument is fallacious. You're appealing to emotions.
No.
Again, listen. Let me
This is reality.
Let me ask a question. I would rather sacrifice myself than lie. In the book of Acts, the apostles, they said we'll rather follow God than obey the laws of man. The question still applies upon you. Do you rather follow Muhammad or do you follow the laws of God?
Right.
If you say that you would lie to your wife, then you're following the law of man, not following the laws of God.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
That's the. I'm answering that. Please answer my
I'm
question.
in the war, right? I told you.
I've answered. Now please answer my question.
I told you already, right? And I'll repeat myself again. I think you're being very fallacious yourself. And I'll tell you why. No, let me finish.
I've
You asked me something.
Please.
Let me finish.
Would you lie to your wife?
Can I finish?
We've been going on about the question, you've not answered. Would you lie to your wife?
Can I finish? Yes or no? Are you going to give me that respect?
It's a yes or no. Would you answer?
Are you going to give me that respect?
I would. Okay, can you answer? Right, can you answer?
So now let me answer you.
In a war, right?
Let me answer you.
I'm not talking about what we've done the war. We've done the war topic. I'm talking about the wife.
I am challenging what you said, and I've got every right to challenge what you said. No.
The whole subject, you're running away from the hadith, man.
No, I'm not.
You're running away from the hadith.
I'm going right back to the hadith.
Hamza, please
What I'm
answer
doing,
the following.
I'm running
Islamically, if you want the second and third wife, but your first wife refused, and you lied to her and married them anyway, would there be any repercussions in this dunya and
And he's going to start talking about war again.
I've answered
in war, right?
Bruv, just answer this question.
I would rather
this is the topic.
There's a war song where Islam always feels like a battlefield.
no matter whatever circumstance it is, I wouldn't lie because I would rather follow the law of God than man. The question is, would you rather follow Muhammad or Allah or God?
I'm going to challenge you right now.
I challenge you. Would you rather lie to your wife? Yes or no?
Okay,
I answered you.
Ish, I'm responding.
I answered you, man.
I'm going to challenge what you said. Maybe your faith is as high as the mountain. Fantastic, that's good for you. But the majority of Christians who may not have much faith as you, right? Are you telling me that your level of belief is the same as your Christian? No, Ish, let me finish.
You have to answer the hadith. I asked you a question.
Let me finish.
I asked you a question.
Ish, be fair.
I asked you a question.
Be fair, Ish.
Why
Be
should
fair.
Would you run? I asked you a
Ish,
question.
be fair. Let me finish.
I've asked you a question. I've asked you a question.
Do you believe that one's faith is the same as another person's faith? In terms of belief.
Okay, so now can I ask you a question?
No,
okay.
Ish, no,
I'm answering.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so again, I believe Christians, we are in different levels of life. Some people are newborn Christians and some people are in the adult life of Christianity. Again, the question still poses upon you.
Glad you said that.
Would you lie to your wife? Would you lie to your wife? Would you lie to your wife?
My question is this.
No, you don't answer my question.
Asking questions.
Would you lie to your wife? I answered your question.
Just say yes.
I answered your question. I answered your question.
Just be honest.
Would you lie to your wife? I answered your question. I answered your question.
Let's go back to what we were
asking questions.
What do you?
No.
You haven't answered.
Why I'm doing
Whatever question you gave me.
Forward,
He's giving you direct answers to each of them.
Whatever question. Okay.
Don't answer any of those
Just
questions.
say yes.
Actually,
You know
you
what?
get to
Have it
answer
time.
them.
Have it time.
But
Let's have a
yeah,
time discussion. That's better.
Whatever
Let's have a
no,
time discussion.
whatever
Because I think that's fair.
But yeah.
And I get my points across.
Because
Because right now, all you've
you're going to go on a
done,
monologue.
you just cut me off.
Whatever
So now let's-
question you gave me, I answered.
Time this.
You still have
Having
not
a
answered the
time-
hadith. Would you lie to your wife?
Ish. Having a time discussion is more profitable because that way I get my point across without your interruption and you get your
What's the
point
topic
across
gonna be about?
without your
What's the topic
interruption.
gonna be?
So I think it's fair.
There has to be a set topic.
That we should have time.
can
So
I
now
make a point
I'm
before we
calling
get-
upon a moderator
Listen.
to time this discussion
Okay.
so I can say my piece.
Can I say something?
Simple as that.
Okay.
I think I'm being very reasonable here. Am I not?
Before having a
And I
time
think you all
discussion.
say no.
Wait, before having a moderated debate, we have to have a topic.
Absolutely.
About lie.
Right, exactly.
Wait,
Because
let me make it-
he mentioned
I'm gonna say
a broad
something.
number of stuff.
I'm gonna say
which
something.
I'm willing to address. But what he's doing
It
is
was David
focusing
as well,
on
so
one
wait for
thing.
this. Come, David.
So now,
wait for this.
So now,
I'm here.
So, how long?
Wait.
2 minutes each.
Wait. You didn't.
Can we agree to 2 minutes?
I haven't agreed yet. You have to listen to what I say.
I understood
Okay.
what you
So
said.
before we do a moderated debate, if you want to do a moderated debate, we have to choose a set topic. You can't just debate on like one.
No.
What's the topic?
Your
What would it be?
friend brought up a hadith,
Alright.
which I'm more than happy to discuss.
So you
But
talk
what
to
we've
it.
done-
You talk about the
talk to
the
me
hadith
about
it
it.
No,
is.
but I'm willing to talk to both of you.
right.
I'm
Okay.
happy
You can talk to me
But the
about it.
problem here
So I'll
is that
debate
you
you
started
within a
responding,
few.
so I'm responding back to you.
But the thing is,
So now-
the question I imposed to you was, would you lie to your wife? That's the question I want from you direct. Can you please answer that before you debate
And,
it?
and about lying to your wife, I'm not
Before
talking
you-
about like honey.
Wait,
what's that got to do with the hadith that you raised?
Can I get more?
Because
What's that got to do with the hadith that you
don't want to?
I didn't raise the hadith.
Yeah, but you're discussing the hadith.
He
did you not?
he talked about the hadith.
Were you discussing the
I
hadith? Yes or no?
was talking about the wife. The whole topic was about Mohammed Hijab and his lying to his wife.
Ish.
Would you lie to your wife? Yes or no? I never brought up the
About a
hadith.
secret second wife.
I never brought up the hadith. David did.
Ish, can we have a time
Yeah,
discussion?
with
yes
David.
or no?
With David, yes.
Yeah, with me.
Why you don't want to discuss with me?
Because I never brought the
The
hadith.
same reason you want to discuss with
But
me.
you're discussing the hadith with me.
I'm not talking about hadith. I'm talking about lying to your wife. I'm talking about lying to your wife.
It's my hadith.
Well, we might as well end the discussion then.
Okay, so talk to David about hadith.
No, we might as well end the discussion because no, hold on. Ish,
Well, I
Ish,
never talked about
Ish,
hadith.
are you
David
afraid-
brought the
Ish,
hadith.
are you afraid to talk to me?
I'm not afraid to talk. I'm
Well, why
talking
don't we
now. I've been
discuss
talking to you
it?
for like 5 minutes.
Why don't we
You
discuss
want to
it?
talk
Because
to
I don't
me.
want the hadith up.
I'm willing to debate both of you on
Okay,
this
you can talk,
subject.
you can debate.
me
So
then.
why don't you bring in?
I'm
bring
right
in.
here.
Come in.
Come in.
Right, good. So now,
You
But can I speak
You
first?
have to debate me.
Before I
You're gonna have to face me.
do moderate debate, can I please
So I
speak
know you don't
first?
wanna
Okay,
do.
I'll give you grace. I know the whole topic was you guys brought me into. You guys are talking about Muhammad's Mr. marriage. Mohammed Hijab's Mr. marriage.
I never talked about
That's
that.
what you.
I never spoke about
That's
that.
what you
That's
guys.
you brought up.
I brought it up.
You guys were talking about
I
those
brought
in
it
the
up.
conversation. Yeah, you
Okay,
guys.
no, he brought up.
Yeah, so you guys were talking about that, right? You guys
won't
talking about
chastise
Mr.
me
marriage.
for it, so you're a coward.
Hence, we were talking about is it permissible to lie to your wife? David then brought up a hadith.
hadith, yes.
A hadith. And I never brought the hadith up.
I never said
My
you
main,
did.
you were saying you did. Come on.
No, I said that we were
You talking-
discussing the hadith.
I wasn't discussing it. You asked.
Yes, we were. We were talking about the war thing.
My main thing was.
So we were
Well,
discussing
Listen,
it.
my main question I imposed upon you is lying to your wife permissible. Whatever question you imposed me, I answered. I gave you grace and I answered.
Okay.
But you still did not
Okay.
give me an
So now
answer.
let's have a moderated
One
debate.
minute, you're gonna get it with David. Okay. You still do not answer my question if it's lying to your wife is if it's okay.
Okay, so now
Is it okay? Yes or no?
So now can we agree to a moderated discussion? Can we
I
agree
mean,
on that?
what's the topic going to be on? Because if
What we're
it's
discussing
the
here-
hadith, it has to
what
be
we're
with David.
discussing the hadith and
Okay.
other aspects.
Then it has to be with David because I didn't bring the hadith.
No,
up.
Ish. Let's agree to a moderated discussion.
Yeah, with me and David.
Can
yeah?
we shake on
With
it?
me and David, right?
If it's up to you.
Because David brought the hadith up, I didn't bring the hadith up.
Yeah.
I can't
On the
talk.
hadith-
I can't talk about something I didn't bring up. I can only talk about something that I bring up.
Money timing the hadith.
Okay, you only tell me. Okay, let's speak.
Okay, so speak to David. Speak to David because he brought the hadith
You know
up.
why? Because remember, the hadith mentions 3 criteria.
Yeah, so speak to David. He brought the
Wait,
hadith up.
hold on. Because remember, Ish, you were speaking about part of that criteria,
Right.
which is lying to your
But
wife.
you asked me a question though. You asked me a question.
Ish. What we were saying to you, right? What I was saying to you, right, is that you were discussing an aspect of the hadith.
Okay, but did I bring the hadith up? Did I bring it
I
up?
never said you did, Ish.
Okay.
Listen, Ish. I like you, but you just need to just have a bit
you
more
like me too?
patience. Right? Yeah, I like you.
All right, cool. Talk to me.
Right. So now,
I
what
just
I'm
answered
saying
the
to you-
questions that are generosity. You know, just to get your just to answer
Right, Ish.
the math.
Right. We're going to speak about, if you want to speak about women, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I want to also speak about,
No, about
the
wives
women,
and being
women's
able to
treatment
lie
in
to
the
them by
Bible.
marrying
We're going to
others.
go there as well. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, where it speaks about a woman being raped, right?
Wait.
No, hold on.
You're jumping with the hadith.
No, I haven't.
You're jumping
No, I
with the hadith,
haven't.
bro.
We're going to broaden.
Is that, no, you're running. We're not gonna let you run.
He's gonna break a record.
Please, you have to answer. Is it okay to lie to your wife?
Under 9 seconds.
Listen.
Whoa.
Is it okay to lie to your wife?
That's crazy.
We're going to have
That's
it.
crazy.
We're gonna go.
Hamza just set a new
No.
record.
Start the time.
I haven't said anything. I haven't said anything.
No, Ish,
I haven't said
For an
anything.
We're going to have
hour.
a discussion.
I haven't said
And
anything.
now-
I've asked you a direct
Ish,
question.
Do you
Would
want
you
to
lie
have
to
a
your wife?
moderated discussion? Yes or
Not
no?
until you answer the question.
Okay, let me answer the question.
Would you?
Let me answer the question.
Would you lie to your wife? Yes and no.
Okay. My answer is as follows. Right. As I said to you before.
Yes,
right?
I would lie to my wife because Allah left me.
If you're,
Would you lie to your wife? Yes or no?
Be fair. Be just.
And if she doesn't like
be
us,
fair.
she can leave.
Be fair. You asked me a question. You're being unfair now. Be fair. You asked
And
me
I'll
a
replace
question.
her with 3
Allow me
others.
to respond.
Because Allah lets me.
Now, a lie is a lie, regardless of what the situation may be. Right?
That's not the question I asked.
hold
I
on.
asked,
Let
can
me-
you lie
oh
to
my
your
God,
wife?
Let me finish.
That's not the question I asked.
Let me finish.
Jump from the question.
Let me finish. Right. If your wife has a disfigurement, right?
Case closed.
Yeah, case closed. See you later.
That's it.
You know exactly what I'm
Alrighty.
saying. Well done, David.
Okay.
He's not answering the question.
All
You know
right.
exactly
He's
what
not
I'm
answering the
saying.
damn question, bro.
That's why you want to wrap up.
He's not answering the damn
That's why
question.
you want to get
Bro's not answering the question, bro.
Yeah, hey.
How many times? How many times? What's it? This one. Oh, this one. Wrap up. Okay, so. David, you know debate, right? Huh? Debate. Iran. Okay, David, come in. Come in, David. What happened? What happened, bro?
All right, people.
No, you just brought me in.
I apologize. I'm partially blind because the sun's down. I forgot my glasses. So we are debating Hamza, the African variant of Hamza. There's about 80 of them. So the African variant of Hamza has made about 5 videos on his channel where he speaks about how I am the big bad villain of the corner. I haunt his dreams and his nightmares. And he wakes up in cold sweats and yelling my name because I'm so mean. What have I done? I've debated him. It's what I've done wrong. So he then came here and I wanted to have him address his accusations to me. and he says how bad I am, I'm not a good debater, I have bad manners, X, Y, and Z. And then in the same token, when he talks to me, he won't look me in the eye, and he appeals to the crowd more than me. So I tell him those are also bad manners. So since we both have bad manners, let's agree that we both suck and debate on the topic. He carries on. David, bad manners. David, you're mean, you're rude, you're this, you're that, you're this. I tell him, okay, I find it interesting that you're willing to lambast me in public and make 5 videos on me and young Bob, which he loves, by the way. But I haven't seen a single video of you denouncing the actions of Mohammed Hijab. Then I told him that Islamically, he is allowed to lie to his wife and take on other wives, even at the displeasure of his initial wife. He told me I was lying. And I told him, have I got a hadith for you? Sahih Muslim, 2605. You're allowed to lie in 3 circumstances. In war, to solve a dispute between more than one person, or to your wife. Even to your husband, by the way. So, my question was very simple, and I will read it out for the umpteenth time. My question was as follows. To the black variant of Hamza. Hamza, please answer the following. Islamically, if you wanted a second and a third wife, but your first wife refused, and you lied to her and married them anyway, would there be any repercussions to you in this dunya or in the akhirah? Narrated by Ibn Dawood. Now, the answer, unfortunately, is no. He is allowed to do this and have no repercussions. However, in Islam, if your wife, for any reason, refuses to engage in sexual activity with you, Allah will send the angels to curse her at nighttime. This religion makes no sense. And it doesn't even make any sense to Hamza himself. Because Hamza said, before I read the hadith, you should never lie to your wife. So I asked him, so when Muhammad did it, Hijab and Abdullah, was that okay? He wouldn't answer. And instead wanted to fixate on the idea of lying during wartime. Like Ish said, a lie is still a lie. And if you lie, or if you think lying is good, then you're following man and not God. Take it away, Ish.
Yeah, then he came and tried to throw the debate on me, and I was just there in the background. And brother David brought the hadith up. I never actually read the hadith in my life, so by out of generosity, I still answered his questions. And the questions he was imposing upon me they're based on emotions. He was asking me if I would lie in order to save my family. But if we are truly born again believers in Christ and our faith is rooted in God, and is strong in God, we should have the audacity to lay our lives down for Christ. The Bible says to obey God. In the book of Acts, the apostles, before going to prison, they had the choice to obey the laws of the governors, but they rather was willing to lay their lives down and go to prison and obey the law of God. If we are truly following Christ, we would want to follow God. Hence, we would not want to lie. A lie is a lie, no matter what. Even Hamza, we asked Hamza, like, what is a lie? He said, lie is a lie, no matter what. And then we said to him, is lying to your wife okay? And he wouldn't answer the question. He was being around the bush with the other topics, and then he tried to offer like a time discussion and stuff like that. But I know if we offer a time discussion, Hamza's just going to go on his monologue and he wouldn't answer the question. The question still hasn't been answered. Are Muslims allowed to lie to their wives? Mohammed Hijab was the one who did this. And he couldn't condemn Mohammed Hijab, and he couldn't condemn Muhammad, who would rather follow man than rather follow the laws of God. Muhammad allowed the laws of lies to be established. God never did. The God of the Old Testament, the prophets of the Old Testament, never allowed the laws of the laws of taqiyya to be used. Only Muhammad did. He is following man and not God. That's all I have to say.
Hamza, the black variants, stop following Islam and follow Christ. Because clearly, sentimentally, you believe that what Christ said is superior to what Muhammad said. But because you are committed to Islam for whatever reason, you are literally in real time fighting with yourself, fighting with your God-given conscience, trying to defend things that you know are wrong. Your apprehension to answer shows that you don't agree with lying to your wife, but your religion allows you to do so. So you are better than your religion. Follow Christ.
Follow Christ, thank you.
Amen.